Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another Tuesday fight night here on the MTG Paper Legacy Discord Twitch channel. I am McDiff, and I am joined tonight by the ever wonderful, ever nail envy-inducing chaotic Bear. How you doing tonight, Bear?
Hello, I'm so happy that I have a fan here on stream with me. No, I'm doing great, man. These the fight night has got some cool decks lined up, so I'm excited to see them battle here.
Yeah, we got a really spicy one kicking us off tonight. Mox Human on Grixis Phoenix and Cool Guy on Green Post. This looks like it's going to be a fun match.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how fast both of these players can go here, because to a certain extent, uh, Post can lock out these kind of decks, although the green version isn't quite as taxy. Um,
Yeah, it's basically going to boil down to who can go burr the fastest, right?
yeah, I think that's absolutely true. Although turn one pithing needle here.
I think if you're Post, you just always slam a turn one pithing needle on Wasteland regardless. Just you can't afford to let that card be active for your opponent.
Yeah, definitely. I was curious if you had a take on what it would be out of green post, because most of the posts I played with and against is colorless. But that totally makes sense there.
Yeah, Green Post doesn't really change in that sense. It's relying very heavily on that big mana. You got to get that Emrakul or the Ulamog down as quickly as possible.
Yeah,
Um, which naming in the Dark Wasteland, regardless, I think is just the right call. Because, like I said, I just don't think there's ever a situation where you can afford to allow your opponent to have even a single Wasteland active.
sounds
And I
sweet.
I bet Cool Guy's feeling pretty good about it right now too, seeing a Volk into a Delver. This just looks like Delver.
Oh yeah, exactly. Finds a Waterlogged Grove for land number 2 and an Elvish Reclaimer. That's a fun tool that green post gets access to that colorless doesn't.
Yeah, and both of these tools, Waterlog Grove and Elvish
Yeah.
Reclaimer, because the pain mana is not great, but the the card draw that comes along with it. I mean, I'm sure you know as a lands and uh, a four color loam player that the lands that produce card draw are indispensable.
Yeah, I mean, the deck doesn't have any way that I can tell to really abuse it, but just having like the colorless utility there is nice. Being able to cash it in whenever you start to run dry on action, or just as one more way to dig if you need it.
Or in this case, just turn it into a cloud post, which I'm
Yeah,
sure Cool Guy is going to take advantage of that land not producing mana and turn it into big mana. So this
sounds.
Grixis Phoenix list is just looking more and more like either Grixis Delver, which
Yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of your Delver opening here, pretty strong Delver opening though, to be honest.
yeah,
No
and
flip hurts a little bit there, but
I think if you're Cool Guy here, like you've got to feel pretty good about this Wasteland name. I mean, we know that there are no Wastelands in the list, uh, which probably feels pretty good for Mox to get that basically that card out of his hand for free. Um, but all right, Glimmer Post gonna gain a life.
so Mox Human there with the bluff attack, I guess. The swings in with the unflipped Delver into that Elvish Reclaimer.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I
what
think maybe
like maybe Lightning Bolt.
not sure. Maybe assumed that it was a 1/1 rather than a 1/2. Wizards just gives everything these big butts these days.
Yeah, Elvish Reclaimer, really powerful card, but I feel like one of the cards printed in the last 2 years that is like just the right amount of powerful for
Mhm.
Legacy. It doesn't feel like Fire Design, but it also doesn't feel like too weak. Um, that might be in comparison. A lot of cards that came out of M20 with Elvish Reclaimer were just obscenely powerful.
Yeah. I like that this has not quite like it has some deck building restrictions. It's fragile. It does have to stick around, but it also turns into an efficient. It's something that you don't mind drawing late game as a one drop, which isn't always the case. I see a Cabal Therapy here, by the way. Naming prime time does not hit. We see two crop rotations.
So I'm assuming Cool Guy's now going to turn these 2 crop rotations into uh cloud posts.
Yeah, Mox Human going to flesh that back. We see tap to cast the first crop rotation.
Sacking the Glimmer Post, which I do like because then if Mox forces it, then you're not taking yourself off colored mana. Um,
Yeah, finds that cloud post you were talking about there.
and
Let's see if we
Mox.
see. Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. No, go for it.
I was gonna say I'm just see if we get the second crop rotation here. I have to imagine that we will. Yeah, there it is.
Mox playing 2 dazes in their list, and there really isn't many things that feel worse when you throw a crop rotation into a daze.
Yeah. That would be super annoying for cool guy here.
But it
But it
looks like
looks
it
like it was
resolves.
yep. Although he does still have that one colorless floating off of the glimmer post tap for the first sack.
Right.
So it could actually pay for 1 days. But just a ponder and a token here. We have to wonder if cool guy is going to see a single single card that tips him off on the Phoenix plan here.
Yeah. I mean, if you're Mox, you just want to keep that information as hidden as possible for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Because win or lose, if you're not showing a buried alive or a arclight phoenix, it's pretty easy for your opponent to convince themselves that you're Grixis control or Grixis delver.
Yeah.
Um,
Badlands probably a first. I guess the Cabal Therapy also includes that we're not a basic Delver build, but this Badlands
yeah,
also probably throwing up alarm bells. And okay, Dark Ritual.
yeah. All right,
Something's going on.
now the game's over.
Yeah. We'll see casting a Buried Alive. We'll go see what Mox Human gets. I have to imagine this is just Phoenix, 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 right?
Yeah.
Double check if there's any other value kind of stuff in there. Looks like there's not.
Um,
Yeah.
no, just the PZs, the delvers, and the arclight phoenix. Hey, Prez, how
Wait,
you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us. So yeah, it
love
looks like
the emotes there in chat. Nice.
that's from one of our other wonderful mods, Corey, aka Beyond Statistics, uh, Twitch, where they've graced us with the Mia, which is Prez's cat's emotes.
All right.
So
Um,
we're seeing a big swing here.
Yep, definitely cast 3 spells that turn with the was that Ponder, Dark Ritual, Buried Alive, right? Was this turn?
Yes,
Yep. So that's a
and I
lot of damage, as the
believe
kids say.
a um, Cabal Therapy as well
Yep.
was this turn.
Did a lot of stuff that turn. Put a lot of power into the board. 3 additional elementals generated that turn as well.
Yeah, cool guy looking at 15 power now is definitely not feeling good.
Yeah. Whereas yeah, the I mean, we even got to see a few turns of normal magic setup here first. You know, these Phoenix decks are capable of doing this way earlier than we saw here.
Yeah, we didn't see the turn 1 dark writ, buried alive, bring 3 phoenixes back.
Yeah. Ton of mana for cool guy over here. Looks like up to 3 Cloud Posts. Um, I'm not sure he'll get to untap with that mana, but that is there's a lot of big things to come there if he does.
Yeah, because he can only stop a maximum of 2 power coming across, and that still leaves 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 coming across the board.
Yeah, they're still lethal on the board. I don't believe that there are 2 copies of Warping Whale here, which could maybe help. Uh, I'm not sure if that math were I would have to do the math and I don't think that actually wins though, because that still prevents only 1 more damage. You can't block the phoenixes, you can't kill the phoenixes, you can't choosing not to attack in with the young pyro. Oh, we're gonna activate the reclaimer here. We do have Caracas doesn't do anything here. Are there any I don't
Going to
see a
get a
Mazabeth.
glimmer post will gain him 4 life though.
There you go. That's a good point. I was looking for a, card like Mazavith or
Or
Glacial Chasm or something. Oh, Glacial Chasm is in there as well.
oh,
That's what he
and is
chooses to go
getting the
get.
glacial chasm,
Okay, cool.
sacking one of the cloud posts. I did not see the glacial chasm.
Yeah, I'm not used to that many decks running Glacial Chasm. It's typically more of a lands card. Although having access to it here off the Ultra Claimer and the crop rotations makes total sense.
Yeah, I mean, in a 4 Elvish Reclaimer deck, it makes sense to have as many toolbox lands as possible. I'm not um, 12 post player, but it seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, and the 3 prime times also I think really reward you for playing a bunch of 1/0s in your toolbox here.
Yeah, Primetime, absolutely a beast of a card.
Yep. So the cumulative upkeep on this is made him go from 11 to 9. On his next turn, he'll go from 9 to 5. Dolly Parton emotes in chat. But then is not going to be able to keep that around anymore. I mean, I guess can copy it with Espion Sage or Vesuva at some point.
If anyone does have uh, Dolly Parton emotes, please, for the love of God, put them in the chat. Um, yeah, you can ride this for a couple of turns, and then what? Cast.
Yeah, Prez suggesting Tabernacle here, which would at least tax Moxhuman's mana. But I think you need to land one of your big Eldrazi or find a way to get some primetime value here. I think um, casting a Green Sun Zenith here.
X
Um,
equals
it was
3.
3. All right,
3 is gonna
Ramanap
probably get
Excavator or
Ramanap.
Reclamation Sage.
I assume
Yeah,
Ramanap.
yeah, that's the one way to start rebuying the Waterlogged Grove or the Cloud Post here, depending on whether he wants mana or cards, or even Glimmer Post
Or
for
the
life.
Glimmer Post, yeah. The
Yeah,
Glimmer being able to rebuy the Glimmer Post is really nice.
yeah, that'll provide some cushion for the Glacial Chasm upkeep as well if he wants it there. A lot of options here. I don't see an easy route to victory for Cool Guy. I think Mox Human just sort of needs to wait for a while, but if he can dig back into this, that'll be super impressive. Hey, welcome. Uh, I'm saying 80 Hammy, but that could be pronounced in other ways.
Yeah,
Welcome
cool
to
guy
the
gonna
stream.
get that Glimmer Post back.
Makes sense. We'll gain 3 life there. So can pay for 1 more turn of Glacial Chasm. But no cards in hand, living off the top of the deck.
Yeah, I was just trying to get that information for us. And it looks like none to 2. Ooh, getting a Tabernacle. I like it.
Yeah, so
Oh, Prez even suggested that in the chat, and I just
yeah.
didn't even see that. But
Yeah, Mox Human is going to lose a significant part of his board here, but I think the cool guy's going to have problems answering the Phoenixes once this life gain Glacial Chasm train comes to a stop.
um, yeah, because Mox, you just pay for the Phoenixes, or do you even pay for the Phoenixes?
I guess you don't have to. Certainly, you could. He only has 2 cards in his hand, so he needs to sandbag some instants and sorceries to get him back when it's convenient, I guess.
Um,
But looks like paying 3 and upkeep here for Pyromancer and 2 Phoenix. Cool Guy does run 2 Thespian Stage in here. I wonder if we'll actually see a game state where I wonder if he has time to set up the Glacial Chasm Tabernacle, um, or sorry, Glacial Chasm Thespian Stage, and then Ramen Up Excavator plan to just infinitely copy and rebuy.
Mox does have 2 copies of Lightning Bolt in the main.
Yep, wouldn't be quite enough unless he has a way to flash those back. Oh, I guess we'd have to see what happens with Glacial Chasm here. It's really hard to go on that plan. I don't think it's a full lock. He doesn't have exploration, and so Glacial Chasm requires sacking a land, and if it's your land drop each turn, I think you'll run out of lands to pay the tax. But he can drag this out for a minute if he wants to.
Um, Also, I don't know how much you want to let any guard down with Chasm, where Mox does have 2 Lightning Bolts in the deck.
Yeah, no ways to rebuy the lightning bolts though. So depending on how many life Cool Guy loses here, may have to work around that. I think paying 6 at this point for that glacial chasm down to 2 life. So you're right. If he can untap and bolt here, that may be just good enough.
Um,
And Prez here in chat already telling me about glacial chasm locked not working with that exploration, but so I get for not reading chat. So
what are we seeing here?
back
Okay,
to Mox.
paying it for the Pyromancer and the 2 Phoenixes.
Yeah. I think in the face of Pithing Needle on Wasteland and me not running Wasteland, I might as well just hold on to the Arclight Phoenixes for maximum damage, but plenty of time to be patient there.
Mox tapped out of red mana now, so Cool Guy has an opportunity to let the Glacial Chasm die during upkeep.
Blind Cabal Therapy, all right. So in response to the Cabal Therapy targeting Cool Guy, he'll cash in that crop rotation before Mox Human has a chance to name a card. And sacks the Tabernacle.
Interesting.
This honestly makes sense to me because the Phoenixes are already enough pressure. Mox Human doesn't really. You're not going to tax his lands forever, but finds a copy of Gliver Post to gain 4. That still is not enough. I guess he has access to Reclaimer. Currently, that's not enough to survive the upkeep on Glacial Chasm next turn, though.
Yeah, how much life is Glacial Chasm going to cost next turn?
It'll be up to 8 next turn because it was 6 this turn. I guess that Cabal Therapy shall resolve now. Naming Polacca Worm. All right. I like a cheeky name. That's fun. Oh, Table Spotter gave us that name. Apparently, they just skipped through it. He was
Oh,
just providing some comic relief for us. Shout out to our Table Spotter Oliver here in the chat.
I was going to say Block Worm could be scary, I guess, if Cool Guy were to resolve it, but
All right. End of turn, get a activate Reclaimer Sec that Glimmer Post and get a Thespian stage. So we will start to see some Glacial Chasm shenanigans for a couple more turns. Good name, yeah. All right. Upkeep. Gonna do all that stuff and then let the original Glacial Chasm go. Sure.
Fun. Nice.
Yeah, this is a heck of a game one here. You know, we were talking about which player can execute their game plan fastest, and now we're just ground to a halt in this prison. All right, and that is a Green Sun Zenith. That could be for a ton of mana off those
See,
two
one, two.
cloud posts.
So
I bel
6, it
Yeah, I
looks
believe
like.
this is X equals 6. Oh no, a daze. The
Oh,
old turn 12 days. Yeah, Green Sun's in for 6 according to your table spotter here, getting confirmation.
yeah, that hurts.
Yeah.
But I don't know as though there's any 5 drop that I'd want to go grab here.
Yeah, not in this list at least. You know, this could be EDH time. Could go get acidic slime. Deranged hermit. Be fun.
Yeah, Prez, that was a really good days.
Yeah, you don't often get to cash in a daze that late against a post deck. Fox Human found a Delver. All right. At some point, I wonder if we'll go wide enough that we just see the Tabernacle replayed out of the graveyard.
I mean, it does tap down Mox uh, quite a bit if he wants to remain with any sort of board state.
Octex,
Green Suns for
another.
6.
All right.
God, I love Green Sun Zenith. I don't know if you knew this, Bear, but it shuffles back into your library. You could
Yeah,
you could cast more than 4. I love it.
I
It's great.
I'm aware of the card is super neat. I think you play it more than I do, but it's certainly a fun card.
Well, don't you
Nice to
have
see that
Green
too.
Sun in that new spicy list that you have?
Oh,
The
the
Enchantress
land
one?
no. The only creatures in that list are 4 Argothian Enchantresses, and they're just like
Oh, okay.
bonus, yeah.
Just value.
Gaining 4 of wow, the trigger gets Eye of Ugin and Glimmer Post, gonna gain 4 off that Glimmer Post. I think Cool Guy has done more than 20 damage to himself at this point. I'm not gonna do the math, but I think that's how this has worked out.
I think that's probably accurate.
He definitely took 2, 4, 6, and then 2. So that's actually that's 14.
Okay.
But we still have time. It'll be 4 life next turn.
Um, and I believe there's still a Glimmer Post in the graveyard, and then there should be 2 or 1 more in the deck. So
Yeah. Cool Guy will also be able to start really chaining some lands together here to keep stacking for Glacial Chasm that will run out at some point, of course. Can't attack with the Glacial Chasm out, but can let the Thespian stage die. I guess you swing into Phoenix there. I don't know if that's worth it or not.
I mean, if you can buy enough turns to just cast Ulamog enough times.
That's true. We do have access to the old Caracas Ulamog play. So, like, yeah. I would love to see the game end that way. It doesn't have to take the full hour, but I would not mind seeing that loop. All right. It's the second Young Pyro. At some point, Goblin Bombardment will be legal for Mux Human here. Actually, we're at that point already, actually. Never mind.
Gonna turn stage into a cloud post.
Excellent. That is a super fun play. With one age counter still on it, that's kind of awkward.
Yeah. Prez, I think the Caracas Emrakul line would be much better, but the Caracas Ulamog line would be much funnier.
Be more demoralizing. Liver post to gain 7. All right, cool.
Making a lot of mana. Yep. Okay. Gonna go get gonna go get a Emrakul. Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, I hear that card is pretty good if you like taking extra turns and making opponents sacrifice permanents. Um, I haven't seen Caracas out this game yet. Oh, it's not going to matter. Never mind.
Yeah, Mock's gonna pick him up. I feel like that is pretty much as game ending as you can get. A uh 15-15 spaghetti man. Okay, so do you want to look at sideboards?
Heck yeah, I want to look at sideboards.
All right, let's look at this Grixis Phoenix list first. So we got two Abrades, two Echoing Truths, two Fluster Storms, two Surgical Extractions, two Tormod's Crypts, a Deluge, two True Name Nemesis, and two Young Pyromancer.
Oh man, there's not anything in this sideboard that I'm like super excited to bring in. Um, I think Echoing Truth might be is like a good answer to some problem permanents, but it can't hit lands. That's not super useful. Is there anything here that you're actually jazzed about bringing in? Like,
I bring in a Braid. Just
it-
Elvish Reclaimer is so unbearably strong.
okay,
Um, I I feel like if you bring in the Abrades and you have the 2 bolts in your deck, that's all I would want to deal with um, the Elvish Reclaimers and the Ramonap Excavator, but that's so probably just that. I don't think I'd wanna commit slots to the Surgical Extraction just for the Excavator.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, I know we don't mind Toxic Deluge and True Names as like uh, versatile things or ways to work around your opponent's interaction, but like I feel like your primary game plan is just so good here. As long as you don't get hit with the lock you got hit with last game.
yeah, I don't think that's what you wanna do here. I think I think pretty much only the Abrades for me would be coming in. Um, and then I guess yeah, there's not really even that many things I want to Flusterstorm aside from like Green Sun Zenith. But
Yeah, there
um,
there's not the deck has so much mana and its biggest threats are creatures, which Flusterstorm can't hit. So I totally agree there. Except for like you said, Green Sun Zenith, just sort of a creature.
so let's look at Cool Guy's sideboard. There's one Pajuka Bog, one Maze of Ith, three Veil of Summer, one Collector Oof, three Spatial Contortion, three Crows and Grip, one Rex Sage, and two Mindbreak Trap.
So I'm definitely bringing the Bojuka Bug here. You have got all the opportunities with Crop Rotation and Elvish Reclaimer to get them on Max Human side. Um, I could justify the spatial contortions if I want to have a way to get rid of Phoenixes, although they come back, so it feels terrible. Um, I think Veil of Summer is kind of medium here. He does have Cobalt Therapy. He does have both blue and black there. Do you think the Veil of Summers are better than the Pithing Needles here? Do you think Cool Guy is confident that there's no Wastelands on the other side?
Yeah, I think looking at that mana base, you have to assume because we saw Underground Sea, Volcanic Island, uh, we saw,
Badlands
I
for
think,
sure.
multiple yeah, Badlands, maybe multiple volcanic islands. That
Mhm.
feels to me like a pretty greedy mana base if you were to be playing Wastelands as well. So I would probably trim the Pithing Needles, but I do like Spatial Contortion. Maybe not so much as a way to deal with the Phoenix, but
Mhm.
the go wide with the uh, Young Peasy plan. Um, so I that's at most I think what I would want to bring in.
Yeah, the two Warping Whales in the main can help with Young Pyromancer or a non-flip Delver, but I think having we saw the game plan there was pretty good even without the namesake card of the deck, so I can totally see the extra removal coming in there as well.
Um, because I feel like there's no reason to bring in Maze of Ith. There's just way too many creatures.
Mhm.
It's like, Maze of Ithing Quarian Ranger. Um, it's just feels bad. Uh, Veil of Summer, I don't think that there is enough justifiable targets. This is a deck that's going to commit all of its resources pretty quickly to executing its game plan. So Cabal Therapy doesn't feel like it's super great in the first place. And you're more worried about, I think, the lightning bolts and the uh, any other red interaction than you are the black and blue interaction. But
Yeah. And actually, looking at the deck list here, I don't know if I were in Cool Guy's spot, I would have realized that Mox Human isn't actually running Force of Will. I would have assumed with the Delver, Brainstorm Ponder days that I saw, and Preordain, I would have assumed there were Force of Wills in there, I think. Um,
yeah, I just because we didn't see them, don't think you get to automatically just assume that they're not in there. The
yeah.
colors line up with being a Force of Will deck. I'm not super familiar with Phoenix lists, so I'm not super familiar if they normally do play Force of Will or Force of Will in the board. Um, but which is
Yeah. I
something I've
just,
taken to a lot more frequently now is putting a play set of Force of Wills in the board for decks that have a really good game one go fast plan that have a hard time with decks that have a really good go fast plan that's a turn faster.
oh no, I've seen that, or even like the 2-2 or 3-1 split um, as well, and that does seem like an interesting way to uh, maximize your deck game one. I always get so greedy on sideboard slots, and 15 is not a lot. I can't ever
No,
fit the Force of Wills in there.
and I am not the type of person to normally do one ofs in my sideboard.
Mm.
So you will see a lot of my sideboards with uh, mostly three ofs, with the exception of maybe like a green sun target.
Yeah, I think that's actually part of what we're seeing the difference here between the two players. Supersonic Banana, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream here. Um, Cool Guy does have. I like to play one ofs whenever I have a lot of deck manipulation or ways to tutor it out, and I think we see that there with Cool Guys. Like one ofs like Mazavith and Bajuka Bug. Um, but we see a lot of twos and threes in Mox's sideboard, which sounds more like what you're talking about.
The Veil of Summers did come in.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Obviously, cool guy knows this deck better than I do. So
Yeah. I, I would have been tempted with the Veil of Summers personally because I would have been worried about Force of Will. Cool Guy has so many like just big haymaker spells that have to resolve that I feel like I like the protection, but with Moxie not having Force of Will, oh well.
that feels a little bit bad. I'm assuming cool guy kept this hand potentially off the strength of that bog, hoping maybe they would see one of their other 25 lands or 24 lands in the deck. Because this isn't when you want to play that bog, I don't think.
No, having Bojuka Bug in your hand is like having the Dryad Arbor in your hand. Like you definitely would rather it be in your deck, which is unusual. But most cards you're excited to draw, you put them in your deck for a reason. But
Um, and then yeah, Rax in the chat talking about the 2 days in the deck. You absolutely just pull those out against 12 post, right? Like those can't stay in.
oh yeah, I don't see the point here. There's nothing that I have to protect. Oh, we see the True Name Nemesis came in from
Yeah.
Mox, so I guess
All
we were
right. I
both
guess
wrong.
we
Oh,
were I guess we were totally off base with that.
all right. This will be fun for them whenever they go back and watch the VOD and listen to us talk about how there's game plan's already good enough. We don't need True Name Nemesis. But
And the days stayed in too. All right. I guess, whatever. Uh
all right.
this is a hobby. So don't judge me, people.
Yeah.
Uh
It's fine. It's fine. Um, yeah, I have to assume these players know what they're up against better than I do. Although we do get the benefit of perfect information with the deck lists, and the players don't. So there may be some hedging here, or maybe Mux thinks that True Names will be good against something coming out of the board for Cool Guy or something.
Oh, certainly, GKO. We will inevitably say something else stupid tonight that makes no sense.
Yeah,
Just wait.
yeah, I'm actually to people putting in the chat there like, oh hey, thanks for watching it. By the way, at 25 minutes in the match, here's the weird thing you said. Mike, don't you host a podcast on this format? Yeah, but that's also a hobby.
Yeah. And, sometimes I like to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Uh, but if you do want to check out the podcast, you can hit exclamation podcast in the chat, and that should bring you to a link to Doc, Prez, and myself talking about things that we like to pretend we know stuff about.
Yeah, I mean, to be more philosophical about the whole process there on deck building and sideboarding, see replay on the Bajuka Bog there. Or is that a second Bajuka Bog? I thought that got sacrificed. Oh, played it there. Is there one in the main?
Oh,
Oh, we got.
there is a bog in the main.
All right. Tricked me too, because I thought there was a one in the 75. I think that there are maybe choices that are like better in a vacuum, but sometimes a certain decision about deck building or sideboarding reflects your playstyle better or what you're personally more worried about playing against. Um, and I think that buys you points. Like I think playing the deck the way that you want to, rather than the strictly best way, can help you sometimes.
Yeah. Well, sorry about that, folks. I thought you could hit exclamation podcast in the chat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this.
Oh,
Stick
what
that
is this
right in
link?
there.
What is this
And
weird link in the chat here?
just
Oh, everyone should check that out.
gonna go ahead and do that too while we're at it.
Hey, thanks to Mike Giffen for your 5 months. Sorry, 9 months.
9 months.
Sorry, I didn't. Huh? I guess this means I should verify if I'm currently up to date or not. But I've got 3 days. Never mind, I'm good.
uh, yeah, Doc. I think we can all, you, me, and Prez alike, can all preface anything with "we play a lot of bad decks." I just started working on a Lutri deck, so like that should be fun. Um,
That should be fun. You're right. We bemoan him his absence from EDH every day.
I just picked up Jace Bryn's Prodigy for it today, so we'll see how that goes.
Pioneer All Star, or maybe used to be. I don't know if Pioneer still exists.
uh, I think it probably will when stores open back up.
So while we
I
were chatting about other stuff, Mox even had the fourth Arclight Phoenix in hand is on the beatdown plan here. Oh, you're starting to get questions about your deck there, Mike.
Oh, Lutri not tainted pact. Absolutely just fair Lutri. Just so many one ofs. Uh because I play bad decks. Uh
Good.
no yeah, no tainted pact in this house. Actually, I do have one tainted pact, but
I still don't own one, actually. I don't play Black and CDH, and it's just not something that I've ever bought.
I just opened it out of a pack, so
That was my plan too, but instead I got stuff like Shock and other cards that I can't play.
I didn't open many packs of Strixhaven, but in one pack I did open up in the same pack a tainted pact and a food chain. And I was like, this seems all right. This seems like it was a not a bad couple of pulls.
The highlight of my life was pulling a conspiracy. I was like, who asked for this on the list?
I just
It's
bought
legal
one
in
of
zero
those.
formats. You bought a conspiracy?
Yeah, for EDH.
Are they letting you play that?
Conspiracy?
Yeah, the card type that you like reveal while you're drafting and it does goofy stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the card conspiracy.
Oh no. The card type.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Uh, Beyond Sadistic just threw it in the chat there. Absolutely stupid card that just makes all of your creatures the same type.
Let's see. We're thinking about whether or not to take that damage. Of course, has access to the Maze of Ithor Glacial Chasm through the Reclaimer if you would like that. But gonna get rid of the Reclaimer after taking the damage down to 5. So Mox Human presenting lethal next turn, but Cool Guy has access to a ton of mana.
Yeah. Do we know what the Vesuva copied?
I believe the Vesuva copied a Cloud Post, but
So 3, 6, 9, 10 mana.
Vesuva is copying Forest, my bad, according to the
Oh,
chat here.
okay.
So still access to Primetime mana next turn, but not access to Eldrazi mana. The Mighty Penguin, I would love to tell you what decks are up tonight, but we encourage everyone who's playing to watch the stream to know when it's their time to go. And if I tell y'all what decks are going to be on offer, then they'll know what they're up against. But I promise it's going to be real sweet. It's like Mike is taking a little nap here.
Sorry.
Come. Oh, your audio's here, just not your video. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
Power outage that affects just your lights.
Uh,
I'm kidding. Uh, Using that Vesuva that is a forest to cast a Primetime, which resolves. He'll go get Cloud Post, Cloud Post. Sorry, 2 Glimmer Posts. They came into play tapped off the Titan.
oh,
Oh, almost. We're so close, Mike.
I can
So good.
see I can see the screen again, which is good.
It's an important
Uh,
part of the game. Ooh, gaining 8 up to 13 here.
I think I got interneted.
And
All right,
Claimer turning sideways, but not the way you'd normally expect.
bad beats.
Good. So Elvish Reclaimer gets +2/+2 as long as there's 3 more lands in that graveyard, and Cool Guy's graveyard is stocked. Tabernacle's gone. Delver doesn't flip. So Mox Human has 5 land. Oh! Hey, there he is.
Sorry about that, folks. Um, all right, can you catch me?
Do what? Oh no. Oh, I think he got stuck again. Oh well. Well, we're getting to see Cool Guy here has a ton of mana in play and currently behind on the race. That prime time is not going to be able to keep up with the creatures on Mox's side. But access to the full toolbox. You don't have the equipment to do it yet. If you are curious, having a computer definitely helps. But you can also connect your phone to your computer to act as a webcam, which is how a lot of our players play Mighty Penguin. Some people have it propped up on like fat packs stacked on top of each other. We've seen people like make Lego rigs to hang up their phone. One of the local guys said they found someone who was just hanging it from the ceiling on string, which was very clever to me. Um, yeah, if you have a phone and a computer, we can help you get it set up. But oh yeah, to catch you up here, he resolved prime time, gained 8 life. That's about all we've had happen.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here, um, but my Discord is saying that it is uh, dropped out almost entirely. So
That's. I think you just wanted to make an entrance a few times. Make sure you got the reaction you wanted, right? Yep, we can hear you fine though, Mike.
Oh, okay, that's good
Yeah.
at least. But
So
it looks like I might be back now. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry about that, folks. My internet provider recently has been not providing me with internet. So uh, that's
are they
great.
taking your existing internet? Are they internet stealers instead of providers?
Their internet something. Uh,
Oh, there is a goes and gets a dark depths here off. So finds two glimmer posts off prime time, but just has dark depths in hand. Um, you know what blocks an Arclight Phoenix pretty well is a 2020 and a
I
Green
think
Sun for 6 as well. Yeah. Mox Human was within a one turn clock very recently in this game and is seeing that slip through his fingers there, I think.
I think it's amazing that you can jam a Dark Depths package into this on top of everything else.
Uh, HC Fox, I think that's the joke that I really wanted. Pretend I said internet disservice provider.
That's a really
Yeah,
good joke. That I appreciate very much so.
yeah. So a couple of the folks in the chat here are. I mean, it looks like Mox Human is scooping. I'm sorry. Actually, we're just going to their turn. All right.
Um,
We'll see what happens.
I wonder if they brought in those echoing truths.
If you sniffed at that 2020 plan, that would be the sickest beats for that. Honestly, that would be hilarious. So does flip the Delver here, so has another flying blocker though. Um, although at this point we're really gonna be priced into
I mean,
blocking.
that's a lot of mana that could be dumped into that walking ballista too.
Okay, so there's a scoop. Now we see it. Okay, I was about a minute too early. I was going to point out that Mr. Fringe and Pope Huffy here in the chat are going to be our next folks on cam here.
Yeah, and that should be a pretty sweet matchup as well. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, don't want to spoil the decks, but we'll be back here shortly. We're going to take a short break while we get the players in place, and we'll be back soon with another round of Legacy action.
All right, thanks everybody.